Hey everybody! Today I want to talk to you about warm-ups before matches. Every day on television, Samuel L. Jackson will come on for Capital One and ask you what's in your wallet, and today I'm going to ask you what's in your warm-up. Dealing with a warm-up before a match can be tricky because sometimes you're waiting to go on a court so you don't actually have the court space to go and warm up with your partner. That doesn't mean that you can't warm up. A lot of times I see my players before they're going to go play their league matches waiting for a court, and they'll sit around, and my junior players too, this is everybody, and they'll just sit and talk to their friends. No! You obviously more than welcome to talk to your friends, but I would say if you have 15-20 minutes before your match is supposed to be played, that's the time you should be kind of getting in the zone and getting ready for your match. And you don't need to be hitting balls to do that, okay? And I'm going to start just like really, really simple. So if you don't have any equipment at all, you can still warm up for your match because I'm sure you have a warm-up ball or an old ball somewhere or something, some kind of ball, any ball. What you can do is you can go with your doubles partner if you have one or someone off the courts, just somewhere kind of around the courts, and have that person toss you a ball. You can catch it in the air and then have a couple where they're tossing it to you away from it, bounce it, and catch it. What things like that do is not only warm up your hand-eye coordination for like looking for ball targets, but also kind of warms up your footwork, which is a huge thing before you play. The worst thing is to feel like you are stiff before you play a match. So it's really, really important to kind of get your heart rate up a little bit to get the blood flow going, get your eyes used to tracking the ball. So that's something you could do without any equipment at all. So the next thing, all the equipment and all two things I'm going to talk about today are really, really simple, but can be really, really helpful in you getting a better start to your match. So one, you recognize one of these? This is a jump rope. Not super expensive. I'm sure you could get some fancy jump ropes, but this is not one of them. I mean, you could get, it doesn't have to be weighted. It could be a light jump, anything, okay? Jump roping is really, really good for you because I just said, you know, it gets your heart rate up and it gets your feet moving, which is really, really important. Make sure when you're jump roping that you're not just kind of going really slow. Make sure that you're actually trying to get your heart rate up. Even though it's a warm-up and you don't want to exhaust yourself, you also want to get everything going, and you're not getting anything going by going really, really slow. Try different exercises. Try some 1-foot hops, try some skiers. If you look online, there's like 10,000 different things you could do with a jump rope, and this is small, simple to keep in your bag. Anybody can do this. No excuses. Okay, the next thing is if you're a little fancier. Actually, there's one more three things I want to talk about. The second thing is you really want to be warming up your shoulder, right? Your shoulder is a really important part of your game too, for serving, overheads, all that stuff. And it's also like a very hot spot place to get injured if you're not warming up properly. If you have, or one of your kids has, a football, like little football, big football, whatever, if you can go and throw a football with somebody, that motion, we talk about all the time as coaches, that your serving and overhead motion is very, very similar, if not almost exactly the same, to throwing a ball. So if you can throw around a football, that kind of replicates the motion that you have when you serve, so that will help get your shoulder warmed up. Again, don't throw like 10,000 balls, but just, you know, throw and move your feet a little, just so you kind of get everything going. Next thing is a little fancier, but still very, very simple to have, is a band, okay? The most popular kind of these are TheraBands. Super easy to find online. Again, if you look online, there's 10,000 exercises with these things, but I just want to show you the basics of it. So this is kind of like a stretchy latex bandy thing, and you can use it for a bunch of exercises to warm up your shoulder, and all you really need is like a thing to wrap it around. And in my case, I have a railing. Okay, so you can't really see this super well, but all I'm going to do is wrap this around. Ideally going to find something kind of more my level, but just for an example, I'm going to wrap it around like this, okay, and there's plenty of things you could do. I could do some internal, external rotation, meaning that I'm pushing my hand out this way, kind of getting my shoulders going, getting my little rotator, cuff stuff going, all the way. So you can do external, and then you could do things like overhead press. So you can go all the way up. So again, just kind of warming up things that you would need to serve and things like that. So again, I'm not going to spend too much time on that. 10,000 exercises online, super easy to look up. You can do it. Or, if you have a cool blue one like mine, you could just, after you're done, pull off the Leonardo look from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Just realized that just now. The last important thing I really want to talk about is your nutrition. Before you play a match, a lot of times when you're waiting, there's been a lot of time between the time that you've eaten and the time you go on court. And remember that food is fuel. You need it in your system to be able to perform well. Not a lot, but at least enough to carry you through the match. So if your match, let's say you're playing that fourth line match and you're waiting for a court to come off to be able to play, and all the courts are taking forever, and it's 11, right? And you ate at 7 or something, okay? You are no longer fueled to play this match. So in your bag, it's helpful to keep a protein bar, anything like this, because you don't want to eat a big meal because that makes you feel heavy. But having something like this is good. There's 10,000 bars out there. The preferred bar in our house is the Cliff Bar, the Cool Mint one, because it has that little kick of caffeine too that you, so you don't have to have that, third cup of coffee before you play. It's a good bar. It actually is a little more filling to me than those other bars. But Luna bars are great. There's plenty of great stuff out there. I just don't eat as delicious as they are. Those little chewy bars, those things are delicious, and I could eat 10,000 of them, but they're not super filling. So make sure you have a bar that kind of gives you a little sustenance for your match. You don't want to go through your match feeling like you're hungry in the middle. So please use these tips to make sure that you are properly warming up before your match, because that could make a big difference when you play.